ACN is the largest direct seller of telecommunications, energy, and essential services in the world. Today, we operate in 27 countries and have offices throughout North America, Europe, Latin America, Asia, and the Pacific. We're constantly evolving our portfolio of products to stay ahead of what millions of consumers and businesses need and use every day. Now, ACN has added identity theft protection through ID Seal to its suite of essential services. Thanks to ACN's innovative mindset, we're just getting started, and the world is taking notice. Inc. magazine also recently recognized ACN as a private titan, a designation reserved for the largest and most iconic privately held companies in the world. This is your opportunity to establish your very own ACN business, offering the essential services that people and businesses already use every day, and an opportunity to get paid every time they pay a bill for these services. It's your life. Imagine earning an income on your own terms. That's what ACN is all about, and now you can be a part of it.
Great evening, everyone. Thank you so very much for being online this evening. We are so grateful and appreciative of you doing that with us. On behalf of whomever it was that invited you on, thank you for taking your time. My name is James Adlam, and I'm a senior vice president with this incredible company that you've been invited to take a look at this opportunity because they like you, and you jumped on because you like them. Whether you're a family member, coworker, friend, however it works out, the fact is that they reached out to have this opportunity shared with you, and you took advantage of that. So we appreciate that. We hope that you and your families are safe, are sound. My name is James. My background is I used to work in the pharmaceutical industry for a couple of really big pharma companies. I got the call about this business from a very good friend. He invited me. He said, James, I found something. I want you to look at it. I went and I saw this presentation. I was blown away. They said some things that evening. For me, that evening was over 20 years ago. They said some things that evening that put my life just in a different direction. I thought I was going in a certain way. I thought things were going a certain way, but it just changed things. And it's been an unbelievable journey. And so I get the honor of being able to share this with you. Tonight is going to be such a special, special night because you have our chance here from two incredible individuals that are representing our company on the corporate level. One of them is the vice president of North America. The other one is one of the four co-founders of the company. We got some incredible testimonials for you. So really want to stay plugged in because we got some great things to talk about. So I'm going to start off with the information. It's about residual income. And so if you have the ability to create residual income, it is a good idea to do that. Imagine being able to do something today where you get paid a month, 2 months, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years from now on the work that you put forth. And so residual income, being able to do something and get paid ongoingly on the work that was done one time, just the concept alone is transformational. But we are the best in the world at helping people to establish residual income, no matter what your background is. The name of our company is ACN. We've been in business now for just around 28 years. We operate in 27 different countries. We're on 5 different continents. We've already done $4 billion in sales over the last 5 years. So things are going really, really well for us. And one of the things I'll tell you that one of the reasons why is outside of great leadership, we just figured out that when you offer essential services that have residuals attached, it is a tremendous partnership. So we offer essential services that you and I use ongoingly, services like wireless, like high-speed internet, like utilities. These are bills that everyone's going to pay for no matter what, because that's just what we do. Before you jumped on this evening, you were already using these services. So if you could start a business and to generate an income off of industries that everyone already knows that they're going to use no matter what, does that sound like a great idea to you? And if you say yes, you are right. It is a great idea. And we give you that opportunity. But it's also powerful to take advantage of emerging industries. You see, let me tell you something. Last year, 2020, was the first year that data became more valuable than oil. I mean, just think about what I just said. Data, like your data, my data, our data has become more valuable than oil. Think about that. So does it make sense? If it's so valuable, how come so few people have it protected? I mean, think about it. If someone got access to your email, let's say, or they got access to your cell phone and they're able to get some details on you, do you understand that your cell phone, your email knows more about you than your entire family? So IDC is one of the fastest growing companies in identity theft protection. I call it privacy management because here's the thing, if you don't manage your privacy, everybody else is going to do it for you. And so IDC is one of the best in class companies for managing, protecting your data. And we tell you this because only 15% of the people in this country have any form of identity theft protection. 15%. That means that 99% of the people that I talk to, or 85% of the people I talk to in the course of a day, they haven't even either heard of it, haven't gotten it, whatever it is. And so we are one of the best in class companies in this space. And as well as we have also unique offerings. Like for instance, in wireless, we have something called Get 5, Get Free. Look, free is for me. Free is for me. If I have the ability to get something for free on a bill that I'm going to pay, think about it. If your cell phone bill went away, wouldn't that probably put upwards of an additional $1,000 back in your pocket? So ID theft is amazing. Getting free wireless is amazing. So these are services that have tremendous value. And one of the services that we love so much, they're going to spend some time talking about this evening, is energy. Energy, when energy opened up for other companies to participate in, it was like the floodgates opened up. But we have something unique with our partner, Xoom Energy. It's called Power Up. So when we acquire customers, we earn a residual income anyway, which is amazing because you're literally getting paid when people flip on a light switch or turn on the heat to heat their home, which is crazy. But on top of that, when we acquire our first 12 customers, we're going to take the average of the supply part of that bill, which is what you actually use. We're going to take those first 12 customers, we're going to average them out and give that to you as a second direct deposit. Why is that great? Think about what I'm saying to you. Your bills are literally being offset if you choose to have them be done so by what we just shared. Where when literally people pay a utility bill, it helps offset your utility bill and creates another stream of income for you. And we're able to do all this and be charitable. Built into our company is a simple model. When we acquire a customer, it creates meals with our partnership with Feeding America and with Food Banks of Canada. We call it Project Feeding Kids. So when we acquire a customer, it creates a meal for a child, which is an amazing thing. And we can do all of this because of the uniqueness of the model. We don't advertise. We do no traditional marketing. But let's stop and think about it. Don't you think that most of the companies that you do a lot of business with today, I think it's fair to say that a lot of them don't advertise. I mean, think about it. Like, you're on Facebook. Did you see a TV ad? You are Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. These are all companies that give you an example that there's nothing more powerful really in business than peer-to-peer. Because when people refer things to other people, it's taken more seriously. And we offer you that service, all the services we offer, but we do no traditional marketing. But one of the things that's amazing is that we get paid 4 ways, 4 very unique ways. The first way is we get paid upfront bonuses with no cap. So you can determine how much you want to generate this month, this week, this day. It's up to you. It's your business. But then on top of the bonuses you're eligible for, we also have residual income. Now that I know what that is, it is beautiful. I think I tell everyone deserves residual income. It's not how much the money, that's not the point. It's not just how much money that there is. It's the kind of money that there is. That you could do something in 21 and get paid in 25, get paid in 31, get paid even a year from, think about this. Think about doing something today and getting paid 6 months from now on what you did today. That is not traditional. We're going to pay up to 20% when people pay their bills. But then you have the ability to share the opportunity with other people that you know, like, and trust. When they see it and they decide to get started in the business with you, they have the ability to earn bonuses. They have the ability to earn residuals just like you did. But because you shared the opportunity with them, you're also eligible for overriding bonuses and overriding residual income. So you get to create a team of people and you get to generate residuals together. The other part of it is it's doable. What I mean doable, it's doable to participate. To launch the website, which is developed by a company called Salesforce, Salesforce is a Fortune 500 company. They host the websites of companies like American Express. To launch the website, it's $199 and $25 a month for the support fee. They're going to manage, develop, do the upgrades. You don't have to do any of that. Our company creates the marketing materials. We do the tracking and the reporting. We do the customer service, us or the partners that we work with. Here's what's beautiful. All you do is we acquire customers. That's it. We acquire customers, and you have the ability to share the opportunity with other people that you think would be excited about creating residual income. And so when you're looking at this, it's a beautiful thing that for those of you who choose to move further along, you can make additional money here. You want to make part-time money? Great. You have some bills you want to knock out? Great. But then there's also the other end of the spectrum. There are people that say, you know what, I want to create a real change for myself financially. Well, guess what? Both people can, and everyone in the middle is available in our compensation plan. From the brand new person who gets started to a person who becomes a senior vice president. You choose how far you want to go. We're not bosses. We just support you as you choose to move through our compensation plan. And what's great for you this evening is you're going to have a chance to hear from individuals. Saw the same presentation, heard the same information, and they fell in love with the concept of getting paid on essential services through the power of residual income. And so here's how this all works out. For when a person looks at us, just a recap. Number one, almost 3 decades in the game. We've been dominating in this space for almost 3 decades. So this isn't something that, we say, man, we sure hope this works. This is something that is already proven. We're proven 27 different countries, 5 continents. We're very comfortable in saying that we're very good at what we do. Also, the services we offer. These are major industries. Think about it. Your cell phone is a device, but it's an industry. Your high-speed internet, yes, you use it. It's an industry. These industries do trillions of dollars in revenue, and they do this revenue whether you're paying attention to them or not. You don't think about paying your cell phone bill. You don't think about paying your utility bill. You just pay it. And so because of that, these industries are major industries, and it's online. Let me say this to you. If you're in the world today, online is the only place to really have the security of knowing that your business is going to be relevant over and over and over again. What do I mean by that? Think about it like this. Here's my cell phone. Now on my cell phone, there are all these apps. All these apps are actually companies. I don't know if you ever realized this, but like most of these apps, I have about 100 something apps on my phone. These are all corporations that are on my phone. These are companies on my phone. And they've either made money in the past on me, are making money currently on me, or will make money in the future on me. Those are facts. So all of them have tapped into the virtual space. They saw the value of having a business that functions from a device. When you can run a business from a device, like your cell phone, like your laptop, like your tablet, which we're able to do, now you've opened up new doors and new possibilities where you can have more flexibility. Also residual income. Great, look, residual income is what we call top shelf. And then you have the ability to get things like free services. Also, when we acquire a customer, it creates a meal for a child with our partnership with Feeding America. So here's what we say. We say this all the time, that timing is everything. And we are having a tremendous 21. So much so that our company released an additional bonus above and beyond everything else that I just talked about. This February bonus, I don't get you call it Valentine's bonus. If it's your birthday month, call it your birthday month bonus. I don't care what you call it. Just get it, whatever it is. There's an additional $425 on the table for brand new people. Take advantage of this opportunity. That was not on the table for me. So what I'm saying to you is that timing is everything, and you're seeing this at the absolute perfect time. So whenever we do a presentation, here's what we feel. We feel like there's 2 people. First person says, I get it, I see it, I love it, I'm in. Like you get it, you see it, you love it. And if that's you, what we call number 1, because you see the opportunity to create residual income. But we also have other people that say, you know what, I get it, I see it, but it's not for me. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. That's great. We just ask that you support the person invited you on and at least consider being a customer. Because remember, the services we're offering are things that you're already doing. So in supporting them, not only are you supporting someone you know, like, and trust, but also it's supporting an amazing cause with our partnership with Feeding America and Food Banks of Canada. But what I wanted to do was to open things up and to have you have an opportunity to hear from some individuals that have had great success in our business. And they saw that whether they just got started recently or they've been with us a longer period of time. We just had people that saw the same information, decided to take advantage of it, and I want you to hear their stories. The first young lady is out of the Maryland marketplace. She has a background as a business owner. I have her share that with all of you, but she's also what's called a 100 customer champion executive team leader with our company. Now, what that means is that she's in the top 1% of our company for customer acquisition. She's doing an incredible job with this opportunity and so taking advantage of this energy opportunity that we have with our company. Please help me welcome on Ms. Carrie Tartaglia. Ma'am, it is all you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me on, Mr. Adlam. Again, yes, I am a business owner. I am a contractor by trade. My husband and I are very busy parents of 4. And when we saw ACN, it just made sense. And as a result of having a very tried and true system in place, we've been able to specifically earn the Power Up promotion, which is the energy and the electricity and gas promotion. That comes in every month on top of our residuals, which is really nice. So, you know, it's been a definite blessing for us, and having the training and the support in place with ACN and with Team Revolution has been absolutely awesome. And we owe all of our success to that training and support. So thank you for having me on, Mr. Adlam. I'll give it back to you.
No, ma'am, I appreciate you so very much. And congratulations on what you've done so far while running a business, while running everything in the house with your family. Just made it happen. And here's what we always say: busy people always find time. They just do. They just do, because they see the value. So thank you very much, Ms. Tartaglia. I appreciate it. The other young lady that we're going to have hop on has a great story to share with you, and I think it's going to make a great difference. She's also an executive of our company. She's also passed the 100 customer milestone, which means she's also in the top 1% of our company for customer acquisition. She's out of the Florida marketplace, which is something to pay attention to. But please help me welcome Miss Reverend Rhonda Littleton Johnson. Thank you very much, ma'am, for being on. I appreciate it, and we'd love to have a chance to hear your story. Please unmute yourself.
Florida for about 3 years now, but I'm coming. And I can't tell you how excited I am about making these new changes within the confines of in Florida. All of my customers, believe it or not, all my energy customers are from New Jersey. So it just proves that we're a virtual society and we don't have to be every place at all times. A little bit of my background: I was in financial management. I'm a full-time minister. I've written 2 books. Third one is on its way. I was a product manager, a project manager for the state of New Jersey. And all of that has given me some kind of insight, but I just got the vision. And I'm telling you, once you get it, you get it. And it works for you best, because ACN and Team Revolution will never leave you hanging. If there's a small question, they have an answer for you, or they'll find somebody that will answer it for you. If you have a big question, there's somebody there to help you out every step of the way. So I thank, Mr. Adam and the team for helping me get from, in October, I had 0 clients. In December, I had over 100 customers. And today I have 142. I have 296 points right now. I just need another 30. So I'm challenging you to do what you can, how you can. It is a blessing to be on this team. If you need anything, that's the man to call. Thank you.
Reverend, I appreciate you. You're talking about creating over 300 something customers since October. That is outstanding. That's just outstanding. So congratulations on what you've accomplished. And one of the great things, everybody, is she lives in Florida. Now, Florida has not been deregulated for energy. That's the point she was making to you. Yet she's acquired over 300 something customers while living in Florida from New Jersey. So she's getting paid on a state she doesn't even live in. Does that sound like a good idea to you? Okay, there you go, right? The next gentleman is going to speak, is going to wrap things up for the testimonials, is just a phenom in our business. Hit a position called Regional Vice President Platinum with our company. He's just absolutely just an incredible leader with our company. Please help me welcome top producing RVP Platinum, Mr. Art Talang. Mr. Art, all you, sir.
Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Mr. James, for allowing me to share my story. My name is Art. My background, I used to be a registered nurse. My wife and I were both in the medical field. We were not looking for anything because we were making money, but the problem is we were time broke. And on top of that, I had a medical emergency that landed me in the ER. And at that time, I was praying, wow, I have a 3-year-old son, I have a pregnant wife. And I said, if I go down tonight, what would I leave my family with? So when I was shown the business about 2009, and they told me it's about residual income, that I can make money, make money and time together, I jumped right in, followed the system consistently. After a year, in 2010, I decided to walk away from my nursing career to do ACN full time. 5 months later, my wife followed suit. So we've been stay-at-home parents now for 10 plus years, and we've homeschooled our kids for the last 7 years. And we love the fact that we're able to do this at the comfort and safety of our home, and we're able to work with amazing people. And following the system of ACN, we're able to acquire tens and thousands of customers. We get paid in all 5 different continents that ACN is in, because we live in a virtual world. We have a business that's virtual and that's residual, and it's essential. So thank you so much, Mr. James Adlam, for allowing me to share.
Dang, Mike Dropper. Virtual essential residual. I love it. That's the conversation. And for all of you that are guests, that's the conversation. You have the ability, virtual essential residual. That's it. That is the triple play. That is the triad. And the fact that you get to do this with people that you know, like, and trust just makes it even sweeter. And I am really, really excited right now, because for all of you that are guests, I need you to understand that the gentleman that's about to speak to say that he's one of the greatest leaders and teachers I've ever heard in my entire life would be a great understatement. This man is responsible, along with the other 3 co-founders and an amazing executive team, for the development of this company. I mean, he's literally started this business almost 30 years ago and created an opportunity that's now in 27 different countries. That's expanding internationally with new services, new opportunity. So to think about where he started and where he is now, and the fact that he's impacted so many people. You know, when you work with people, you really get a sense of who they are. One of the things I'm most grateful for about Mr. Tony Cupisz is that from the day that I met him over 20 years ago till today, he's not only the same person, he's become even more incredible. And we are so grateful that Mr. Cupisz is willing to take his time to be on here. I just can't even tell you how honored we are. So I know that we can't open all the lines up. We'd love to have everyone do me a favor and give a virtual round of applause for one of the 4 co-founders. Please help me welcome ACN co-founder, Mr. Tony Cupisz. Sir, thank you very much for being on with us. We are grateful. Thank you so very much. We look forward to whatever you have to say. Thank you so much, sir.
James, that was so kind of you. Thank you so much. And look, I wanted to be on this presentation for a couple reasons. And the first reason is how much respect I have for you, James, and your leadership team. You know, I know Team Revolution. I know the vision. I know the goals that you have, and they're big. You know, not only is this one of the largest organizations in the world in ACN, it's the fastest growing organization, and they have goals to help more people reach the top positions that he shared with you than any other organization in the world. And you know what? I always say that 98% of success is first getting with the right company. And I think that the more you learn about us, the more you'll agree this is the right company. But, if you really want to take it home, it's just being lucky enough to land on the right team within the right company. But now the sky is the limit. And that's exactly what you see here tonight. So James, I appreciate that. Another reason I wanted to get on this call is just to share with you a little bit about what's going on with the company so you can understand what's in front of us. And also we have Mr. Mike Kane on as well. He's the Vice President of North American Sales. And we're going to just touch on it in a little more detail about one of the greatest services and opportunities that any company could ever have in history to be a part of. And we're going to talk about it and how it can really impact you. But I want you to think about something, as James went through the presentation, we launched this company in 1993. It looked kind of similar on the surface, but in 1993, the only service that we could offer back then was the long distance portion of your home phone bill. So your home phone bill, long distance phone service. If any young people around here, they're like, what are you talking about? But anyone that knows what I'm talking about, we're the same age at least, right? But anyway, so we were excited. And I'll tell you, people, honestly, when we started ACN, they weren't excited. I had people come up to me and they say, why are you doing that? What is so exciting about home phone service? I remember one of the words they used. It irritated me. Someone came up to me and said, where's the sizzle in home phone service? And I said, you know where the sizzle is? The sizzle is in the substance, okay? What we loved is the idea of combining direct selling with a service instead of a product, like everybody else does. Why a service, not just a service, but an essential service, a service that somebody was going to use anyway. We didn't want to sell anything to anybody. We didn't want to ask anyone to do anything different than they were already doing. And we also love the idea of when you do market an essential service, that industry has to be large because everybody is going to be using that service. So back then it was home phone service. We kicked off the company just north of Detroit, Michigan. If any of you are familiar with Detroit, it was a Somerset hotel, and I actually did the very first presentation. And people go, man, I wish I was there. I wish I joined, I wish I was there ground floor. And I say, no, you don't. Trust me, you do not wish you were there. Imagine looking at a company when there is no success stories, no proof it's even going to work, right? You're definitely rolling the dice. And it's funny because the gentleman you're going to hear after me, he was exactly that person. He was one of the original 20 people that came originally. We were friends. We trusted each other. He said, you know what, let's do it. And he was one of the first people to get started with ACN. But to make my point, when we started the company with that one service, we worked hard. We were excited about it. It looked like this. How did we do? Our first 5 years in business, we created from scratch $400 million in annual revenue for our first partner, and we became the 22nd fastest growing privately held company in the United States, which meant that we were the 22nd fastest growing company against all companies in all industries, okay? So we had a lot of success out of the gates. And I'll give you the biggest two reasons for that success. Number one is that it was the relationships. We're in relationship marketing. So if you think about it, no matter what industry is out there, when it's competitive, what makes the difference? He or she who has the relationship, right? So that's exactly what we do. For example, it's obvious, right? I know people that you don't know that I could get as customers. Each of you know people that I don't know that you could get as customers that I cannot get. And all of us know people that all of us don't know. And because of those relationships, you can get the customers we all can't get. So it's networking through people and those relationships, which allowed us to penetrate an industry that normally could not be penetrated, right? And so that's the first reason. The second reason is because of simplicity of what we do. When James went through the presentation, it really is simple. We each get some customers, we introduce other people to do the same, and so on and so forth. And next thing you know, you've built a very large business. So we did well in the early years, and I will tell you that I believe with every cell in my body that what you're looking at is probably one of the single greatest business concepts that we're going to see in our lifetime, okay? And the reason I say that is because we empower the individual. Now, we started with one service, fast forward to today. Today we, as James mentioned to you, we have a wide and growing range of services. We're in 28 countries around the world. We've done billions of dollars in sales. We've acquired millions of customers. And I would say, if I were you, a lot of people say, wow, that's pretty good. How much opportunity is left, after all that success? Well, I'll tell you how much is left. This is what the exciting part is. Do you realize because we are in essential services, these are the services that people have to use, want to use, or are going to use in the future. All of us, right? Because of that, each of these services individually and collectively are so large that you can't even comprehend it. I even hate throwing out the number. We spend over $1 trillion a year collectively on these services because we have to, right? And because it's so large, I want you ready for this? After 28 years and billions of dollars in sales, we still have less than 0.1% market penetration. What does it mean to you? That means with 28 years of success, we're as ground floor as you'd ever want to be. 99.9% of the people out there today still are not our customers. They don't even know we exist. Where do you find a company that has the success record that we have and at the same time is as ground floor as we are? And that's exactly what you have. Here's why I love what we do. Here's why I'm passionate about what we do. If you think about all the services that we offer, okay, it's obvious. There's a lot of companies that offer the same things that we do, right? There's nothing miraculous about that, right? A lot of companies offer these same services because it's big business. Everybody wants a piece of it. But what makes us different is how we do it. We're the only company of our kind. There's no one like us. Look, I don't care how, look, there's a lot of ways to skin a cat. There's a lot of ways to get business, right? The way we do it is we work with you. So I want you to think about this. You know, we empower individuals. Normally, if you want to make money in home security, credit card processing, gas, electricity, mobile phone service, internet service, you normally have to either be a very wealthy person or you have to be a very large company because it takes millions and millions of dollars to start your own service provider. You just can't do it, right? ACN is the only company that has a business model where instead of doing traditional forms of marketing, we pay individuals. So by working together and we partnering together, you start your own business, a small startup fee, as James told you, $199, a small monthly fee. You get your website set up, your online stores set up. As soon as it is, you are ready to go. You can start getting customers as soon as you do that. You can start building a team right away. But think about what I'm going to say to you. You as an individual, you're an individual. You can go head to head with billion-dollar companies. You can take as much of their business as you choose to take, as many of their customers as you choose to take, as much as their revenue as you choose to take. And guess what? You get to be paid like big business. Residual income, when people pay their bills every single month, guess what? Now you could earn residual income just like the big companies do. So I'm passionate about that because we empower people. Right. And you know, the main reason we want to do this call today is because out of all the industries that we're in, one of the most exciting industries is gas and electricity. Now, I don't know if any of you guys, you know, I think a lot of people were stuck at home watching TV last year because of COVID. I saw a show on the History Channel and it was called The Men Who Built America. I don't know if any of you saw that. And it was just basically a historic show about like Rockefeller, JP Morgan, Henry Ford, Tesla, Thomas Edison, you know, all these mega wealthy people who kind of started building all these industries in America. And what these super mega rich people did is they were all fighting to find an industry and monopolize that market. So for example, before it was funny watching it because there was so many parallels to then to now, except today it's social media, it's electric cars, and it's things like that. Look at all the big, giant, mega billionaires we have today, Amazon, but it's all, that's the modern world that we're living in. But back then it was kerosene. So like if you wanted to light your home, there was no electricity. So to light your home, you had to have little kerosene lamps and you had to put kerosene in there and light it. That was your light at home. And then when they started coming out with electricity, everyone said, oh, that'll never replace kerosene, right? When the car came out, people said, well, that's never going to replace the horse and buggy. That doesn't make any sense, right? Everyone always resists innovation. But these guys, these mega wealthy people were cornering the markets and creating monopolies. So he who controlled the kerosene controlled the lights, right? And then all of a sudden electricity came in and that took over kerosene and then cars and so on and so forth. So you know the story. But I want you to think about that. They were so wealthy because they created monopolies. No one else could compete. Well, now fast forward, they eventually don't allow monopolies. They broke up those monopolies, forcing competition. And that, because of that, here we can be a company competing in the same industries these mega giants are. Okay, so not only is deregulation good for the consumer because they get good services, good choices, it's good for entrepreneurs, but ACN is good for us. ACN is good for the individual Because you could say, oh, great, there's competition in the car business. Hey, there's competition in the phone business. Well, that's great for them, but what's great for us is ACN, because now you are in business in electricity. You're in business in home security. You sitting there is in business with credit card processing. We're the only company that does this. Now, the other people try to do it. Other people have kind of looked like they were doing it, but they weren't. And even if they try, it's too hard to recreate an ACN today, right? So we are the only company of our kind. And why is that good for you to know? Because I always try to tell people, when you're in a race, how hard is it to win when you look to your right and you look to your left and nobody is standing there? We stand alone in the direct selling industry. If you want to offer services and you want to do what we're doing, you have to join ACN. There's nobody else to join. So just think of what that means for us going forward, right? So we've had all this success in the past, and now we have all this opportunity in front of us. But one of the main industries is gas and electricity. And to talk a little bit more about that, we have the Vice President of North American Sales on this presentation. As I told you, this gentleman, we were friends before we started ACN. And when he joined, it was like, he almost laughed like, you know what? Nobody would join a company day one, right? That doesn't make any sense. Everybody waits to see what's going to happen first. He goes, but I'm going to do it. And not only did he join, he was the first person that as an IBO that worked his way to the top position in ACN. And I always say a leader isn't someone who just rides a wave. A leader is a person who creates that wave, that proves it can be done. And that's the individual he is. He built a big business. And over the years, he decided that he came into ACN to become vice president of North American Sales, so he can help everybody. And he is going to, we're good friends. He's a great man of character. And he reminds me of all the great leaders you have on this call, because good people just hang with good people. But I'll tell you, he's going to cover about this one service, electricity. Hear what he has to say, because opportunity doesn't always come around the way it's coming around right now. You got to take advantage of what's happening right now at this very moment, and that's gas and electricity. So let me turn this over to Vice President of North American Sales, Mr. Michael Kane.
Hey, Tony, thanks so much. Wow, it's you know, it's hard to follow Tony up when he gets on a roll. I'm sitting down here, I'm taking notes, listening to you. You know what, it's as exciting today as it was 28 years ago, and to sit back and listen to him today, it's very easy to see why I joined back then. You know, he had the enthusiasm, the knowledge, the excitement, and put on top of that, he's got a twin brother that was sitting next to him at the same time, an identical twin with the same energy. So when they said, do you want to do it? I didn't know which one was talking. So I think I said yes to Mike, and Tony said, awesome. And here I am. So, you know, that was 28 years ago, and we still have the same passion that we had for the company from the very beginning. And you can kind of hear that in his voice, and you can kind of feel it when you get a chance to talk with him, and not just in person, but you know, even over over a Zoom like this, in the virtual world that we're all living in. It's so nice to actually have somebody that has some animation and some enthusiasm, some personality. Because I think all of us, and I know many of you probably are on Zooms all day long. You're talking to people, you're watching people, they're seeing what they're doing and touching them. I'm like, you know, they're killing me sometimes. But you know what? You know, we are in an authentic place with ACN right now. 2021 is going to be such a big year. And I think people are ready for something different right now. I think, as Tony mentioned, you heard him. I mean, I jumped on board. I'm actually in the Philadelphia area. I'm from New Jersey, actually. Listen, first of all, I see a lot of great friends on here tonight. And James, I want to thank you. I want to thank Tony for jumping on here, but I want to thank you for hosting, James. Arturo, Art, it's great to see you. You have your lovely wife on here tonight, too. That's incredible. I see Cheryl. I see Danielle, your wife, James. Thank you guys for jumping on here as well. Shaylin, Bilal. I mean, oh my God, Ron Holmes, Angelique, Cheryl, Rhonda, Chris Reedman's on. I mean, Team Revolution is really rocking this call. It's awesome. So it's great to have so many people from my hometown. And it's amazing because I really am attached to this particular group. You know, I am listening to Tony because I got a phone call when I was in the New Jersey area at my home. I'm born in Philadelphia, raised right outside in South Jersey. And you know what? Tony called me. He was up in Detroit, Michigan, and he said he put this company together, him and his twin brother. I got the phone call. He said, let me fax you something. I had a broken fax machine. He had a broken fax machine. That broken fax machine sent a partial fax to myself. And I'm looking at the fax. It was his scribbled handwriting and a couple levels of payout about how the how ACN worked and how they paid out and how residual income worked. And I was like, this sounds crazy. But 3 days later, I was on an airplane and I was in Detroit, Michigan. And, I sat and listened and paid attention to what they were talking about, and their enthusiasm and passion for what they were doing, not just the two of them, but the other founders as well. It was something that attached itself to me. I remember leaving that night, and I, spending the weekend and leaving that weekend, and Greg Provenzano was all excited, telling me about how big the company was, $600 billion in business, the international company. This is going to be the biggest thing we're ever going to see, global operation. I was going, oh my God, Greg, this is unbelievable. Behind Greg, there was a little map on the wall. Behind him, it had one pin in it, Detroit, Michigan, a little flag on it, and this giant map that was thumbtacked to the wall of the very small home office at the time. And I looked at Greg and he got so excited. I go, global company, international business. This is unbelievable. I just met with, Mike and Tony were telling me, now I'm meeting you, Greg. I go, how big is ACN? This is unbelievable. I see the map behind it. I see a pin in Detroit. How big is this company? And he turned around, he looked at the map. He said, he saw the pin in the little map where the world headquarters is at. He goes, world headquarters, Detroit, Michigan. This is where we got our start. This is the beginning. I go, where else are you? He said, where are you from? And I said, well, I'm from Philadelphia. He said, when are you leaving? I said, I'm leaving tomorrow. He reached down, he opened up another drawer, pulled another little pin out. He turned around, he goes, tomorrow we'll be in Philadelphia. And he put the pin out. I was like, I'm not in yet. I'm not in yet. And you know what? Here it is 28 years later, we expanded those pins throughout the US, jumped up into Canada, over into Europe, over into Australia, New Zealand, into South Korea, Japan, down into Central America and Mexico. This year, we opened up our 27th country in Peru. In the midst of a pandemic, in the midst of everything that's happening, this company's footprint is still growing and still getting bigger. And you know what? We got excited about long distance and operating in one city, in one state, in one country with one service 28 years ago. And, as you heard Tony talk about it, you know what? You flash forward and we got involved in wireless and internet and all the things that James talked about tonight. But one of the biggest things we jumped into, we started to look at other things that were deregulating, other things that were happening, other things, as Tony was talking about monopolies, things that were demonopolizing, that the government was stepping in and says, you can't own all of this anymore. And you know what? It was energy. It was the opportunity to participate in the deregulation of the energy market. And instead of waiting for every single state to deregulate and every single regulation across the country to happen, we said, what if we could participate in the deregulation at the beginning instead of 10 years later? And you know what? In around 2011, we started to put together a game plan to get into the energy division. I think it was 2012, we actually launched our energy division. And I remember where Tony launched ACN with the first meeting, I launched ACN, the energy division, with the very first meeting. And that very first meeting was up in New York, and it was one state with one service, with outside of one city. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go up there. I'll do a little meeting. We got a meeting room outside in a hotel outside New York City. And that meeting room, all of a sudden, I made a few phone calls and everyone said, oh, I'm going to be there. And they made a few phone calls and they were bringing more people. And it went from a meeting room to a ballroom, to another ballroom, to a third ballroom, to 4 ballrooms later. We took over this entire hotel. Almost 4,000 people showed up on a ice cold Saturday morning in midwinter and around February, around the time frame that we're in right now. And we launched our energy division. And you know what? We had an exciting launch and exciting things happened, and we launched energy, and all of a sudden other states deregulated. We got outside of New York and we went into Pennsylvania. We got into New Jersey. We got into all these other marketplaces. And now we're in 18 states, 19 if you count Washington, D.C. Xoom Energy actually launched up into Canada as well, the deregulated marketplaces up there. ACN's looking at deregulation on a worldwide global basis and all the other countries that we're operating in as well. So you're going to hear a lot more of that for those who've been around for a while. But let's focus for you. If you're brand new, why are you on here tonight? Well, we talked about residual income. We talked about things that are happening. We talked about deregulation. Are you involved with it? The other thing we're talking about tonight, which I think is very critical, is we're talking about a home-based business. 28 years ago, I got exposed to this. I'm an engineer by trade. Within, less than a year of working with Tony and Mike and the other founders, I was no longer an engineer. I was working the ACN full-time. I was making this my full-time commitment, and I was working from home, right? And all of a sudden, 28 years later, I still have that home-based business on top of working with the company in corporate and looking at the model that's happening. Matter of fact, a lot of this team is the result of that first phone call that the company gave me. I made a couple of phone calls and I got a hold of a guy named Mr. Orrin Solomon my first year in the business. Orrin eventually led me to Mr. James, led us to Mr. James Adlam, who hosted the call tonight, and has a big blanket of the people that are on this call. So you can kind of see how a couple of phone calls to the right people, or you don't even know who the right people are, what can happen. But you know what? Fast forwarding to where we're at today, I launched that meeting in 2012 with our energy division. And, 8, 9, 10 years later, right now, we're a dominant player. Once again, even though with ACN, our 5th year in business as a company in the 90s, we ended up in Inc. magazine, 22nd fastest growing company. Well, you know what? We launched Xoom Energy within Xoom's first 5 years in business using the same customer acquisition model. Xoom Energy ended up getting listed and picked up by Inc. magazine once again, and they were listed as the #1 fastest growing energy retailer in the entire US and North American marketplace. So it has been an incredible run to watch what's happening. But on top of what's happening and the growth that we've had, we have some tremendous rates that are happening, some really exciting things that are happening in the Pennsylvania marketplace. And then also have something I want to share with the people that are online from New Jersey here tonight as well. But Pennsylvania, listen, one of the things that we focus on when you're in the energy market is pricing. Pricing is very important to the customer. Even though most customers don't know what they're spending, it is a good feeling when you're marketing something and selling something and giving the service away to somebody that you can help them out and you can put them in maybe in a better position. Well, during the month of February, we have incredible rates right now throughout Pennsylvania with gas and electricity. So you can see on the screen here, these are all the different marketplaces that are actually lower than the utilities that you're paying, whether it's with Pico Electric or PP&L Electric or First Energy, Duquesne Light, Natural Fuel. I mean, you can lock in these prices. The exciting thing for us is that we have the ability to lock in a fixed price. So no matter what happens, now how cold it is, and I'm talking to you from New Jersey right now. I mean, it's cold out and it's been cold out, but you know what? When the weather patterns are like this, whether it's a polar vortex or a nor'easter that we're in the middle of again, or a deep freeze or a heat wave or a snow bomb genesis, whatever's going on in the weather patterns, the rates get shoot up because of one thing. They shoot up because of the consumption. Consumption will drive the energy prices up, just like it happens at a gas pump. It happens with your energy markets. So if more people are using more energy, then the price goes up. You have the opportunity right now to lock in your price, lock it in lower than what your customers are spending right now for any of these current monopolies or utilities that they're on. They can leave that utility, be a part of Xoom Energy, and actually lock in their price for the next 4 months or even the next 12 months. I mean, just imagine locking in your price in the coldest part of the season for the next 4 months with our SureLock 4. These are peace of mind plans. Once again, you get price stability. The prices don't fluctuate. They're locked in the price. It's a flat rate that you will pay for the energy that's being consumed in your home. And even though you may consume more and pay more overall because it's a larger thing, your price of your energy will not go up. So these are exciting because that's one thing that we do want to focus on: how to build a home-based business, how to give something away. And I think everyone's looking right now going, it is a home-based business. I'm working from home right now. Even if you're working for your own another company, you realize that you could work from home. And people are starting to say, well, maybe I can work from home for myself and have my own business. And I think that's why ACN is really blossoming even more so right now in 2021, is that realization for people that they can do something from home and they can be productive. Now, one other thing I want to share with you with Xoom Energy is that we go to the next slide. I think I just want to cover a couple of things that are happening. We'll stay right here first. The customer loyalty program. See, this allows a customer to jump on board and have something back from the company. Your current utility provider, if you're in Pennsylvania or anywhere of the states or New Jersey or wherever you're calling in from today, if you realize that all you get from your utility provider right now is a bill. You get that bill, there's no thank you, there's no appreciation, there's no reason that they're happy. You have to be with them. And right now you have a choice to leave. And Xoom understands that if Xoom is going to be your choice as a customer or your customer's choice, we want to give them a little something extra. And in the term of, we say a little something extra, it's just a loyalty program. This is discounts on, that provides access to discounts and deals on restaurants and theaters and theme parks and prizes. All these things are extra, plus discounts on Amazon and discounts with a lot of retailers like Nike, Bed Bath and Beyond. I mean, a whole host of things that you have access to. People are looking to save money right now, and this is a great opportunity that's shared by the loyalty program. Also, our referral program. If you are an IBO, you're a business owner, if you decide to participate with us after even tonight's presentation, right? Once you come on board, you can actually go out and acquire 12 gas customers or 12 electric customers. And if you do that, 12 gas customers, we'll give you, it's basically like earning free energy credits for yourself. Well, if you get 12 gas customers, we'll add up what those 12 gas customers are spending for the commodity portion of their bill. We'll average it out and we'll give you a bonus equal to what those 12 are spending. If you understand that, you can take that, and you can apply it towards your own energy bill. So I look at it like energy credits for the most part. You can do it with electricity, you can do it with gas. 12 electricity customers, you get the bonus. 12 gas customers, you get the bonus. And then you can actually take that bonus and pay off your own electric bill, pay off your own energy bill. So it's exciting on that end as well. Obviously, we have a project feeding kids. So every customer that's acquired, we give them a meal. But let me share with you one more thing that's happening. And this is for the New Jersey marketplace. There's a couple different states that are participating with this, but this is where you can pay the same amount each month. This is called our unlimited energy program. So what I explained before was our peace of mind, a flat rate. That means how much you would pay you, but if you consume more energy, your price goes up. Well, we also have a run going in New Jersey right now. This is with Atlantic City Electric, Jersey City Power and Light, as well as PSE&G Electricity. So if you're in those marketplaces, we can offer you unlimited energy. So what Xoom will do is they'll take a look at your energy consumption over the last year, and then they'll quote you a price. And then it doesn't matter how much energy you use. So if you were really efficient last year and this year you're not going to be very efficient, or it gets colder or it gets hotter in the summer, wouldn't it be nice to know that you had a locked in price? Now, simply means, now you can't quote me on this particular price, but let's say they came back to you and Xoom said the bill is going to be $100. That's what we're going to charge you every month. You go, oh my God, $100, I'll take it. Now, no matter how cold out it is, and no matter how, if you even want to heat your house right now to 90 degrees, that's not going to drive your price up. You'll pay that flat rate every single month. So it's truly an unlimited energy package. And the reason we're kind of going in some of these directions is because you look at what you're doing with your wireless bill right now, right? Started out with talk and text, then it was unlimited talk. And then you still had to pay for text. Then it was unlimited talk and unlimited text. Then it was unlimited talk, unlimited text, and then you got a gig of data. Then it was 3 gigs of data. Then you needed 6 gigs. Then people wanted unlimited gigs of data. See, the unlimited section was where people were supposed to say, you know, I just want to pay. I don't want to worry about it. I don't want to concern myself with it. I want to pay each month. I want to know what I'm spending, and I want to know what I'm doing with it. So great rates in Pennsylvania, and this is a great rate and a great opportunity to take advantage of the energy market in New Jersey as well as the other states that are listed here. With that, I'm wrapped up on my end here. James, I want to thank you so much, and great to see the entire team on here. I'll tell you what, 2021 is going to be a blowout year for all of us. You're a tremendous senior vice president and a circle of champions representing this team. And I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you. And I'm happy for everybody that's on here tonight. I can't wait to see everybody once again in person. I know a lot of you are in New Jersey and we still haven't even been able to run across each other. But our time is coming and things are starting to look good for the outside world as well. But in the meantime, we've got great things happening here tonight. And I want to thank the testimonials tonight too. Kerry and Reverend Rhonda, you did an awesome job. Congratulations. It's really great to hear your stories. And Kerry, it's great to hear you again. I know how busy you are and you've done a great job here tonight. And it's been nonstop. I can't imagine having the kids at home, 4 kids, being tackling homeschooling, home business, other businesses as well. But I'm going to give it back to you, James. Thanks so much for having us on here tonight. Great job, everybody. And I'll see you all again real soon. I look forward to meeting everybody in person and seeing you at our next international virtual event, which is coming up in March, and you're going to love it. James.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kane. I appreciate people like someone just posted, Carrie just posted in a message, bonuses on top of rewards on top of residuals. If that doesn't just completely solidify everything that you just heard, everybody just think about what you just saw if you're a guest. You saw the presentation, check. You heard testimonials from people that have made it work, check. You had a chance to hear from the Vice President of North America Sales, check. You had a chance to hear from one of the 4 founders of the company, check. If you're looking for an opportunity, congratulations. The last check is you. The last opportunity statement is this. If you see it, take advantage. We'll help you every step of the way. We've got some incredible things coming up for 21. We haven't even begun to begin. We haven't even begun to begin for 21. And we have a major event that we want to see you promoted at for March 20th. It's called our Game On event. And you're going to hear more about that from the person that you're working with. So with that, I am done. For those who see the opportunity, we promise you support, an amazing system, and an incredible company to work with. And on behalf of all the leaders that helped put this together, the volunteers and the testimonials, obviously Mr. Mike Kane, Mr. Tony Cupisz, we want to say thank you for your time. God bless you and your families. Be safe, be healthy, and have a tremendous 2021. Take care, everyone. God bless.